Hi, my name is Becca. Welcome back to Raising Them Simply. Here we share all about our homeschool as a family of 6. And today we're going to do a July update for you guys. This has been a really difficult month for us for multiple reasons. But before we jump into that, if you are new here, hi, welcome. I have a will-be 3rd grader, a 2nd year preschooler, a toddler, and this little one along for the ride. I'm also a part-time working mom as a nurse. So this channel is all things homeschool and how we make it work for our family. So if any of that interests you at all, please hit that subscribe button so you're notified of future videos. But let's jump into it. We are year-round homeschoolers, so we don't really slow down when it comes to the summer. We try to take things a little bit lighter, but because we had this little man join our family, we had already taken a month break earlier in the spring, so we are doing school 4 to 5 days a week right now. But this has been a really tough month for us. First things first is at the end of June, our bathroom flooded into our downstairs bathroom. We still have not had construction start on our bathroom. It's been a lot with insurance and all of that stuff. So that was a lot. We ended up taking a road trip to see family over the 4th of July, which was so needed and so nice to see them and introduce them to our newest member of our family. And so that was really good and positive. At the time of filming this, we actually had to put our dog down yesterday. This video is serving a really good distraction for me right now while my kids are having quiet time. But we had him for 10.5 years, and that was just really tough. So we've had a lot of things going on here personally outside of school that has then affected our schooling. For what school goes, we've had some very positive things happen too. We redid our school area. I know you can't see it over here, but we have a whole wall of bookshelves. I have shown you guys on Instagram, so if you don't follow me, my handle is down below. It's just Raising Them Simply on Instagram. But I plan on doing an updated video for that. We got all of our curriculum in. I'm starting to organize that and get all of that stuff squared away because I will actually be returning to work from maternity leave in the middle of September here. So I'm trying to do as much getting ready for that stuff as I can now so it's not so stressful later. So for our preschooler, we are just about done learning capital letters. We are using All About Reading pre-reading, and we will jump into lowercase letters. I'm guessing that's going to move a whole lot faster than the capital letters part. We started this when she was 3.5, maybe right when she turned 4. She's going to be turning 5 in November. Just a disclaimer, if you're new here, I do not push my kids to start school that early. She wanted to, and she was showing all the signs of readiness, which is why we did, but we just took it really slow at her pace. So that's why it's taken us so long to get through it. We also pair that with Purposeful Preschool from the Waldock Way. So there's different activities and stuff like that goes through that. We just finished learning about W. So I was originally planning for us to finish all the capital letters by the end of July. I don't think that's going to happen because of the stuff that I already said, but we are so close to being done with that. And then for math, we are doing Math with Confidence with her. We just finished week 12 when it comes to her math. She's moving very quickly through it. There's still some stuff that we're working on, obviously. Right now she's working on associating a number with a quantity of something. So we're doing a lot of that with Math with Confidence right now, but overall that program is working well for us for this learner. Those are really the only 2 things that we are focusing on with her. We are going to slowly start moving her into her 2nd year preschooler curriculum. Probably, I'm not sure because I'm still creating it. But I'm thinking that she's gonna start that after I go back to work. we will jump into that stuff, because my oldest, he actually won't be finishing with his history and stuff like that from this year until October, which is just fine with me. We did prehistory and then ancient, so it took a little longer for us to get through that stuff. So I'm thinking we'll start with her stuff first, and then we will jump into the next stuff in October with my oldest for his history stream. But that's all that we're really working on. So for my second grader, or will be third grader, last time we chatted, we talked about how we had switched math and we went from Math with Confidence to Math Mammoth. If you have not seen those videos, I will link them down below. We talked about those already, so I won't touch on it too much here. But I told you guys that Math Mammoth was going great, and it really, really was. The first chapter is all reviewing stuff from first grade, so we were doing that. And then we also purchased the first grade skills review sheets extra for him to do, instead of doing it like a time test. So he would complete one of those review sheets, and then we would do a math lesson in the second grade math, and it was going really well. He told me that he was understanding things so much better. He mentioned how he felt like he was getting faster with his math facts, and he was enjoying it and all that. So we thought that it was going really, really well, until we hit the second chapter of the Math Mammoth, and things just were a struggle, a huge struggle again. We were watching the videos that come with Math Mammoth instead of me teaching it, which helped a little bit for him to understand more, but it wasn't clicking. And we ended up talking with our doctor and doing some research and discovering some looking into different things, to try to help him understand his math a little bit more. And if you are new here, my son does have dyslexia, and so some of the issues we were thinking was just that at first. And it turns out my son actually has dyscalculia, which is a lot of people call it the dyslexic math learning disability. It's not really like that, but you get the gist from that. My son has a really hard time grasping numbers and what their quantities mean, and it makes it really, really difficult to learn time and to do time problems, which is what the second chapter of Math Mammoth is all about. Math, and if it's 2 o'clock and 2 a.m. and you have something at 6 p.m., how many hours is it going to take? He just can't, has a really, really hard time understanding that. And so unfortunately, Math Mammoth is just not going to work for us. We're still in the process of trying to figure it out. Right now we have our what we call our challenge days coming up. We live in Minnesota, so he has to do a standardized test here, which we're going to be doing next week. So between now and then, we are not moving forward within the lessons in Math Mammoth. We are just going to focus on the review sheets. When we do math that come with the first grade packet that I had explained we purchased, so we're just going to do that because he is burnt out. I am burnt out. We're just so frustrated, and he used to really love math, and he no longer loves math, and it hurts my heart. I know he used to really hate reading until we got the right curriculum, and now he reads at a fourth grade level, and he loves reading. He's always in a book, and I know that we will get through it. It's just sometimes hard to see when you are in that cloud. It's hard to see the light on the other side of it. So right now we are exploring the option of CTC math, because he does do really well having the videos and having someone else explain it to him that isn't me. I don't love that it's online, because we really try to avoid that when possible. But I think that's going to be what's best for him, is for us to do some sort of online math with me or my husband sitting next to him to help him if he needs to input his answers or anything like that. It also gives an option for you to print stuff out, so because it's important to me that he's physically writing things down to get his answers, and then we can input them into the computer together. There are some things with dyscalculia that make it, his brain is working harder to process the stuff, and so it actually is harder for him if he's the one writing down the answers and having to process it. So, which I have noticed recently, that if I'm helping him write his answers down and he's verbally telling me, he's doing a lot better, because he's freeing that mental space, and he doesn't also have to think about writing his to the right direction, or 20 is to 0 and not 0 to, and it's a lot. There's a lot of stuff we're going that we're working on with that, but I want him to be able to have the option that as we rebuild his confidence and he's understanding things, that he has the ability to write things down, and CTC Math does offer that. I also went on to Google AI or ChatGPT, one of the AI things, and explained what was going on, and it actually created like this program, this whole curriculum about with dragons and quests and things like that, for a child with the issues that he is having, or the difficulties that he is having. And it created a bunch of different problems and stuff that we can do together using this as kind of like the model with dragons and quests and things like that. Now that we have a diagnosis, the light bulb went off and a lot of things started making total sense. It's just now trying to find the right thing that's going to help him. So we're still in the process with that, so there'll be more to come in the future on that. So you can hit that subscribe button to be notified when new videos come out on what we eventually end up choosing for math. But for right now, we're just taking a break on that. When it comes to English language arts, that stuff's going great. He's just about done with All About Reading Level 2. We are chugging right along with our Spectrum workbooks for language arts and spelling portions. Those are all going great. Thank God that all that stuff, I don't know what we would have done if he was having issues with his math and his reading at the same time. That would have been even more overwhelming. I think if you have a student with learning disabilities, then you maybe understand where I'm coming from, but I'm thankful that his reading and stuff, we have got a good grasp on that, and now we can just tackle the math portion to try to help him out with that. But the English language arts, all that stuff is going great. We are doing ancient history. I believe we're on week 21 with Build Your Library. And he's loving it. We are reading The Odyssey, Part 1 and Part 2 by Mary Pope Osborne. He wants to read like 3 chapters a night on that, so that's our bedtime story that we do together. And we found out that there's actually 6 books in this series by Mary Pope Osborne, and he wants to buy them all. He loves the Odyssey books so much, and learning about the Greek gods and goddesses and all that stuff. That's by far has been his favorite part of history for this year. So we are chugging right along with that. I'd already explained that we were done with our nature studies, so we have not jumped into a science or anything yet for this year. So as far as school goes, that's everything we have for both of our learners. For extracurricular activities, I'm not sure if I remember mentioning in the last update or not, but they had finished the homeschool soccer group that they're involved in, so that went great. They really, really enjoyed that. We've been doing a lot of play dates with friends and stuff like that, which has been really good for us. My son had his Boy Scout camp that he did, which he really enjoyed. We think as a family we're going to be moving into trail life instead for multiple different reasons. So we are exploring that option right now. We're also exploring Awana for this upcoming school year for all of the kiddos, except the baby, of course. So we're looking into that option for this upcoming school year for us to do as well. But otherwise, we're not doing any structured stuff right now. They do a fall homeschool soccer group, which we are not sure what days or times that's going to look like, but we are hoping to be able to get into that to this fall and then start back up in swim lessons then as well for my 2 older kiddos. So that's kind of like on the horizon what we're looking at as far as like extracurricular activities. But right now I'm really just enjoying not having to shuffle between all this stuff and just spending time with our friends and our family and going swimming at their Nana and Papa's house. And that's been really, really good for us. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really lets me know what you like to see here on this channel. Leave a comment down below, especially if you have a learner that is having the same difficulties that I've mentioned in this video. If you have any advice to give, I would love to hear it. Hit that subscribe button. It is a free way for you to be notified of future videos, and I can't wait to catch you guys next time. Bye.